Hi, everybody. It's Dina again, and I am back with another one of our authors for the Scars to Stars book launch that will be January 22nd. I'm sorry, February 22nd. And today I have here with me DJ PRI, and she's going to talk to us a little bit about what she wrote about in her chapter. So, welcome, PRI.
Thank you for having me. Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you for the introduction. Thank you for bringing me on to this amazing book. And I know that you've got people lined up for your second book, so I'm excited about that. Yay! So, my chapter is about the road less traveled to achieving inner peace and flow through shadow work, solitude, and spirituality. Yeah.
Very concise. I think some of us, when we're asked what our chapter's about, we can, just talk for a long time. And you're so precise. So that's awesome. And I know that you're still making some final edits. So I'm excited to see what that's going to look like. And so my other question for you is, what was your experience being part of this project and writing your story for public consumption?
Oh, wow. So, scary. I had to go back into some memories and feelings, and it was hard. I mean, I probably rewrote this four, five, six times, and it's still getting edited, So, I think a lot of it is hard to share because for people who are in those situations that don't feel really good, what kind of holds you back from sharing your story is criticism. Like, are people ready to gaslight you? Rather, like, what is your reality? Like, how could you feel that way? And it's like, it's really hard, because it's like, provide a lot of context. Do I not? This is going to be out in the world, like, permanently. What will this look like in the future? Will this hurt me? And that's where we're coming from. Is that are we going to get hurt from sharing our story? So a lot of crying. Actually, I might even cry now just even thinking about it because it's hard stuff. But I really do hope that everybody gets to read everybody's stories and be able to take pieces from there and just know that suicide is not the way to go, but however you're feeling, how low you feel, even though we might not be having the same experiences, those feelings are the same. Being worried, being angry, being doubtful. Actually, you had sent a YouTube link to our group yesterday, and I was listening to it. The guy with the tattoos, I can't remember his name.
Johnny
Amazing
Crowder.
speaker. Pardon?
Johnny Crowder with Cope Notes.
Yes, yes. Oh my goodness. He couldn't have put it into words any better, And I'm glad that you did that because I was kind of like feeling like, oh man, again, going through my own things. I'm doubting myself. Like, should I be, am I the only person that feels this way? But then, reading the stories already from the others and then listening to him talk is just supportive. And then it makes me think like, man, I wish I could put this into words as great as I can. So again, my chapter is about getting peace, but doing it through a lot of hard self work. Is always work. It's not like you just go to do a little bit of this and then you stop. It's consistent work on yourself, and sometimes you get triggered and then you have to remember the work that you did and then not be there again. And I'm a social butterfly by nature, and so it's really hard for me to be alone with myself, like in the way that I have been, and COVID's really pushed that. And so these were things that I was pushing down, that I wasn't allowing to bubble up because I wanted to be in control. And then, just my part is talking about not doing that and just allowing myself to be okay with not being okay, and not always having to be around people. I know that's probably opposite of what a lot of people say, like you gotta be around people. But sometimes there's just so much different energies around me that I had to be very careful of who was coming into my orbit. And if I didn't check that, then I could be very easily persuaded and influenced if I'm not whole inside. And I really need to step back and really take a really great look at what I was doing, and what ways I could improve so that I don't fall into a hole. And relationships can do that to you, whether it's a friendship or a professional relationship or just situations. If you haven't healed or haven't been doing a lot of things, I don't think everybody 100% heals anyways, but if you don't take the work and do it on your own, then you're always going to have to rely on people to be there to help save you and to be a part of society, to be, it's, I just think that we got to do work on all of ourselves, and we need to get a message out there. Like, you do not need to be online always projecting. And when I was writing this book, I was thinking, man, what am I projecting here? And so that's why I'm still editing, because while it is good stuff, not things where you read in 2,500 words and you've made a judgment call on it. So I don't know if that made any sense.
Absolutely, it did. I think that it is all about, and by the way, people see me as a social butterfly a lot when when I was in my business and my sales mode and my take care of clients mode. But also I have always in my entire life, even since I was a kid, really wanted to be alone a lot. And I think that it's those times that fuel us to be able to be that person for other people. And I think, I don't know what level, but I know that I am an empath. And I know that when I'm around a lot of people, I take on their feelings and stuff. And I think that's why when I was younger, I never talked about the depression, because I didn't understand it. I didn't understand where it was coming from. And I think it was because it was not always my own. And so that's a really good point. And I think a lot of people probably have that same situation and don't understand it, because it took me a lot of years to understand that for myself. And so I think it's really important that when we need to be alone, we're alone, but that we don't isolate ourselves to the point of, being more and more, falling more in depression or anxiety or whatever it is, for you. And I think the book is, the theme in all of the chapters is, hey, meet us here at our low point and say, this is what it looked like for me. And how did I overcome it? How did I do that work on myself to get to where I can share my story and it's more healing and it's more there as a gift from you to someone else who is now going through that and needs it to help them. And so I think that's the theme of this book. So I don't know if you have any final thoughts on that.
No, everything that you said was right on. I just hope anybody that picks up the book, that they do realize, like, hey, this is a meet me where I am kind of thing, and I've been where you are, and this is how I've overcome it, for sure. I hope people feel and see it that way. I really do. It's just definitely something. I still feel like talking about suicide is like a little bit taboo for some people, and a lot of people have a lot of toxic positivity, and that never worked with me. Like, when I was going through stuff and people were like, it'll be okay, it's like, well, I don't really want to talk to you anymore. Why'd I just spend this time sharing with you? And just like you, I also didn't realize what depression really was. And it was my environment, definitely. And I was taking it on. from other people. And I also was a kid that wanted to be alone like all the time. It was just, the jobs I picked later on in the future that really pushed me to be like, you have to talk to people, you have to do this, or else you're not going to succeed in what you do. And and I just feel like I've reverted back to that kid really quickly when when COVID happened. So this is a good time for this book to be launching. I love that it's launching on 2/22/22. And I love how every single donation and everything is going to the foundation, the Realize Foundation, which is suicide prevention. And I love that. And I can't wait to see what you do with your foundation. And I'm just really happy to be a part of this first book. I really foresee you doing tens of books of these anthologies. And I really do hope that you can bring some people in that have really been affected by this, and have us hear their story too from reading our stories. I think that would be so neat to see in full circle in the future.
Yes, I agree. I think that, since I started the website for the Realize Foundation, there's been a place where people can share their story with us. And we haven't really promoted it a lot. But I think after this book, we are going to promote it. And hopefully we're going to have some virtual events where people can come on and share, and we can have conversations, because our mission has become about conversation and community, and through personal story, how we can save lives. Because for 23 years, I didn't talk about my experience because I didn't think anybody wanted to hear it. I didn't think anybody cared. And I think that as a suicide survivor, it is detrimental to not be able to talk about it. And so conversation, community, personal story is what is going to help us, reduce the statistics that is suicide that have been rising for decades. And so I just want to leave our listeners with a graphic. I'm going to take us out of the video feed and put a graphic up about the book launch. And then below this video, you're going to see a Eventbrite link that is going to be for our virtual event on 2/22/22 that will let you meet all the authors, let you see a little bit more about the foundation and who's involved, and also just to kind of have a Q&A or conversations about what our mission is and what we're doing. And we're really excited to have you there and to join us. And to follow us and to read the book and all of that stuff. So thank you all for listening. And I'm going to go ahead and put that up. And then we hope to see you on the 22nd.